What's up, Homestead gang? We're here showing our new fence.
Oh, no.
What's going on, gang? I'm Spencer.
And I'm Barbara.
Welcome back to our channel for the 4-Acre Homestead. In today's video, we're going to talk to you about how we had 1,600 linear feet of 6-foot white vinyl privacy fence installed at our homestead.
Because actually, like a couple of weeks to decide what kind of fence that we're gonna be doing, if it's gonna be a 6-foot or an 8-foot. And after doing some research, we came to find out that the 8-foot would be not only more expensive, but it will look a little bit weird because it will be like too tall and give us like more privacy. But we also wanted the natural look. So in some areas we might be thinking about putting some sugar cane to give us a little bit more privacy and look more natural. By the front, however, we did not do the vinyl fence because we already previously installed a 3-rail farm style wood fence. Actually, he did install it. How long did it take you to install that?
So I think it took us 3 days on and off. It was 3 days.
It was you and another guy, right?
Myself and one guy. We put in the 3-rail split fence up front. So we installed the fence along the front many months ago. This is probably 3 months ago. We installed the 3-rail split farm fences, I think is what we call it, on the front. And then we had an old chain link fence, and it was falling down on the sides and the back, and there's areas where it was missing. So we knew we wanted to put in privacy fence down the sides for sure. We do share, we have neighbors on the one side of the property, so we wanted privacy fence. Barbara's right, we talked and really kind of contemplated between a 6-foot and an 8-foot privacy fence. We landed on 6-foot, not only because of the cost, right, but the durability, right? It takes a lot more concrete. You know, the 8-foot doesn't last as long. It's kind of flimsy. You know, you could push up against it. So we landed on the 6-foot for the white vinyl privacy fence. We have 1,600 linear feet. The property in the front is a 3-rail split fence that was here before that we installed, and then everything around the sides and in the back is the new 6-foot privacy fence. And we did leave a gap, an opening. Barbara, you could tell them about the entrance in the back that we left.
Yeah, we have an entrance here on this side, the front, and we have an entrance on the back. And because the street is a private road and it's kind of narrow, and Spencer works with heavy equipment, like he has big trailers, big trucks, dump trucks, in case that he needs to park his equipment here sometime, he needed like some bigger opening space, and we kind of had like figured out what will be a good dimension to live it out so we can put a gate. I don't know how big is the opening, but it's definitely bigger than...
So we have about a 25-foot opening at the front of the property, and it's tight when you go to pull in with a truck and trailer. Especially if you have like a gooseneck trailer, it's really tight. You have to kind of swing it really wide on the front. So in the back of the property, we said we don't want to have that same issue, so we're going to leave a much wider space. So in the front we have 25 feet. In the back we have an opening, I believe it's 45 or 50 feet. So we don't have any issues pulling in or pulling out right now, but we also don't have a gate yet. Coming up soon, we might have either
temporary gate?
Yeah, some sort of gate down the road. But as for installing this fence, we just left an opening, and I believe it's 45 or 50 feet in the back of the property.
Yeah. So in terms of pricing, let's talk about pricing. How much did it cost us total to only install the...
So get the fence? I got the numbers here. Just the fence alone was 1,600 linear feet. We had one small change order, which was I had them install an extra panel. Overall, it didn't change the price much, but it was $31,020 for the 6-foot vinyl privacy fence. Now I have to add this on there. That was just the labor and materials for install. We had to prep it, so we had to remove the old fence. We had to take care of any trees or bushes that was in the way. We had to bring in the dirt. We had to level it out. So this was a turnkey from them for the labor and materials. So if you're talking, it's already ready, already prepped, $31,000. $31,000. What we had to do was we cleared some property in the back of our lot. So the remaining property's 4 acres. We cleared about 1.5 acres to 2 acres in the back. So we had an excavator that we rented for a month, and we also had grapple trucks, as you've seen in our other videos. We had lots of tree debris, stumps,
and we had to also rent a dumpster.
Yes.
To pick up the old fence. So if you have an old fence and you have to level and bring in dirt, that's gonna cost more. But if your lot is already prepped and ready to go, it's only the price of the fence itself.
So we went with Sunbelt Rentals on a 44,000 pound excavator. It was a JCB 220 XL. So that's the machine. It was $6,427 for 1 month for the excavator. That was them dropping it off, picking it up, and the 1 month rental for the excavator. So $64.27. And then for the grapple trucks, we had many grapple trucks out here. That was $11,450. We had the option possibly of burning some tree debris, but it was going to take forever. Probably not doable. So it was a lot easier for us to just pay for the grapple trucks to come in. They could take the debris out, including a lot of stumps. Since we had the excavator, we dug up not only the trees, but all of those stumps came up as well. So we had the grapple trucks take away about 90 to 95% of the tree debris. We still have a pile, as you see in the video, left back there. We're going to keep some of those logs for firewood, and the remaining small, brush and debris that's back there, in time we'll level it out and sort it and probably burn a lot of the small stuff.
And again, guys, this might have nothing to do with the fence itself. We had to do it because we had to grade the ground. So in order for the fence to be straight, and if you look at the top of the fence and you see it very nice and straight, we wanted to make it like the ground level. And in order to do that, we had to do some land clearing first, and we had to grade the property so the water would drain to the right way. And we wanted to make sure everything was ready to go before we did the fencing. But again, that's not part of the fence installation, but we had to do it in our property before installing the fence, because it's going to be much easier also for the grapple trucks to pull in, because we didn't have a fence, and the heavier equipment, the excavator as well. It was much easier for you not having nothing on the way that you could possibly hit and damage it. And that was a great choice that we made. We're taking it slow. We're making slower progress, but we are 100% sure of everything that we're doing. I'm sure we're gonna make a couple of mistakes, but I'm hoping that's
We've already made a few mistakes.
We've made a mistake on the fence that we're gonna talk about in the next video. We're gonna have to fix that, but it's not gonna be an easy fix. Sometimes when you do something and you have to change it, it might cost more and it takes longer than doing the right way the first time. But we definitely learned a lesson with that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one other thing with our fence is that we brought in a lot of dirt. Okay, so in our business we deliver and haul a lot of dirt. So when we go to remove a lot of the trees around the perimeter where the fence was at, the old fence, and we put in a new fence, we knew when we were planning for this, we got to bring in dirt, because once that fence gets installed, you're not going to change and bring in more dirt next to that fence, especially the vinyl fence. It's going to get damaged. So we knew that we had to clear it. We had the excavator, we had the grapple trucks. We brought in a lot of dirt.
How many loads do you think you got,
think
roughly?
Between 150 and 200 loads in the last month. We'll get an exact number, but it's north of 150 loads, probably closer to 200 loads, just in the time frame of when we go to clear the property and putting in the fence. So we had cleared it, the excavator. We actually got a dumpster drop for the old chain link fence that had to get hauled away. We had everything prepped and ready, and then the fence company showed up. They had materials delivered over a couple days, and then they installed the fence in about 7 or 8 days.
Was it? No, I think it was 5 days max. It was 4 or 5 days that took them. It was a crew of 4 guys, and they were incredible.
They did a great job.
They did a great job. It took like, I think the hardest part from them was to install the post, because you know it has to be level.
Yeah.
And putting concrete on each post.
Yeah.
But that took probably 2 days, and after that it was so fast. They just did the perimeter, and then they put the panels, and it turned out really great. We're gonna show you in this video how it turned out.
All right, guys. So the fence is all installed. We had them install the fence where the top of the fence is totally level. However, we had to remove a lot of bushes and trees, so the ground is not totally level. So you can see gaps under the bottom of the fence. We're going to hop in the skid steer. It's a Kubota SVL 97. We're going to go through and see if we can fill in any of the gaps under the bottom of the fence. Here's 2 tools that Barbara's got for me. This is a Brazilian enxada. It's like a big hoe. And then we have a rake. So these tools we're going to use right up along the bottom of the fence, real close. That way we don't damage it. If you want to come follow me, we'll take a look at some of the befores of where the ground's unlevel, and you can see underneath the fence prior to grading it out. All right, so we're at the beginning of where the vinyl fence starts. As you can see along the bottom of the fence, right up here, there's really not that many gaps at all. So this is an area where you can take the rake, and we're going to rake along the bottom of the fence, since we don't have to get a skid steer up here real close. We'll go through, Barbara and I, and rake any areas that we can by hand that aren't terrible like this. But we did, as we walked down here, we did have to remove a pretty big tree. So there's a big gap underneath the bottom of the fence. And then there's a few bushes that were removed. So we're going to go through here with the skid steer. We're going to fill in any of these gaps and voids. So right over here, these don't look too bad. We can bring in a little bit of dirt down here and grade this out. But as you can see, some of these areas, they begin to get deeper. This is going to be an area where we're going to have to bring in dirt with the skid steer, bucket it in here, get it really close, eyeball it, and then take the rake and grade it out.
I'm assuming this is one of the worst areas. We had a huge tree, and we thought that it was not going to be on the way, and they ended up not being on the way. But it was so close from the fence that we decided last minute to remove it. And we were a little concerned because we have the septic tank right next to it. We didn't know how long the roots were gonna go, but Spencer decided to remove it last minute, and it worked out perfectly. Right now we still have to fill out this gap with some dirt, that we have some dirt on the back that we're gonna bring in and grade it out. We still have to remove a couple of these stumps in here, but it's gonna look nice after we bring some dirt and we can level. Also, around here, we don't want any gaps, because we plan on having animals and we don't want them to escape. So we want to make perfectly level before we put any seeds, any grass, or any plants around here. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give us a like on this and also subscribe for future content.
We appreciate everyone that's watching the video. We're a small YouTube channel. We just started, so we appreciate everyone's time watching our video. Please like, please subscribe, and stay tuned to some of our other videos as we show you some of the progress that we have on our 4-acre homestead. Thank you.
Thank you.